Welcome to another video. Today we are working on the Navara again. In the last video I changed the big end bearings. I've actually got it running since then. It does have a couple of other issues. One of them being the oil light is on the oil pressure light is on when it's idling, which isn't ideal. As soon as you increase the revs it goes away. So I've got to investigate that and see what exactly that is. You can see the downpipe there. It's got a full stainless 3-inch that I welded up for it, and that is super tight down there, but I'm really happy with how that turned out. And yeah, full EGR delete as well, so that's why it's got a huge space in the middle, and stainless stuff there. The hybrid turbo is also in, and it does sound pretty great. I also sprayed the front grille, that was chrome. So stripped all that back and painted it. And then today I'm finishing up the chassis. It's completely rotten, like these areas here I had to fully cut out. So I literally just decided to pull the whole bed off, which I did with my engine hoist. And then I just thought I'd do it properly, so I cut out these cross members. There's a big one there, and then there was like a tubular one here. And yeah, I just cut the whole lot out. I cut all the rot out, and then I've got all this plate which I welded in here. It looks a bit mank because it rained overnight on it, so it's gone a bit rusty. But I've done the bottom. I just need to final weld it all now. Final weld all the bottom. I've done the top. And then I made these cross members. This is just a bit of tube, which I then cut the brackets off the old one and welded them on there. That is a super chunky bit of 50 by 50. These were some leftover scrap metal. This is just all metal that I had. And then this I also had, which for some reason I felt the need to brace the rear cross-membery tow hook thing, so we can pull like your granny out of bed if you want to. I mean, we can pull some serious stuff now. And I was just going to weld it in, and then I thought basically this was already in here because I used it. It's like left over from an old roll cage or something, and I was joining two bits of tube together, so I just left that pipe in there and just drilled a hole and put a bolt through it. So if we ever want to remove this, we can just, the whole thing slides out, which is pretty neat. I also made a bracket to hold the spare wheel winch hanger thingy-majig, and I put it in the original position that it was in, because there's a hole in the bed where you stick the big long thing through. Basically goes through there into there, so you can wind it up and down. One mistake I did actually make was this cross member came along and went up like this and back down to allow room for the spare tyre. I kind of didn't really think about that, and I just whacked this straight one in. So when we put the spare tyre in, I don't actually have one at the moment, but it's going to sit a bit lower, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it will really be much lower than this, so I think that should be fine. I was also hoping to get a 35-inch spare in there, because that's what's going to be going on the truck. But yeah, there's no way. 35 from there is like well into the axle, so if it was to cycle up, it would hit it. So yeah, we're just gonna have to go with like a 33 max spare. It might even have to just be an original size, which is not ideal, but we'll make it work. Before I actually start finishing welding the chassis, I want to show you the bit of kit. Basically, it's just a stealth V2 ATV winch. So it's like a little, whatever that is. But it's just literally for like a quad or whatever. But I normally keep it on my trailer, which is like a tilt bed one, and winch like cars and stuff onto it. And it winched this on, no problem. And also, that Audi over there, which is like 2.5 tons, had the rear brakes locked on, or one of the rear tyres, one of the rear wheels was locked on, one of the calipers with the handbrake, that on there, and it literally just drug it along the ground. Like, this is on tarmac when I picked it up. So it's actually quite impressively powerful. So I've kept it on my trailer to use it for that, but I also use it for pulling stuff in and out of my garage. This garage is actually very slightly sloping downwards, so to push stuff out is quite easy, but to pull it in is trickier. And so what I basically did was I pulled the thing off the trailer, including the plate that holds the fairlead and holds the bottom of it. Had these two like anchors basically. This one's quite bent actually now. But yeah, I literally just got some chain, which is off my off this load leveler thing that's for my engine crane, and just bolted them to the ground and then used the two little D shackles. So I can just undo these and it just pulls up. And I can bolt it straight back on the trailer. And then I use this battery pack, which is currently on charge, to power it, which worked brilliantly. So I use that to power it on both the trailer and in here. But it's a bit of a faff, and I'd quite like to redo this plate, because this is just the one that came with the winch, and make it so that it's like maybe has like a hitch receiver thingy on it, so I can put it on a tow ball. And then I could mount a tow ball here, and it could just clip on there nice and quick and easy. Same on the trailer. And then also, if I'm ever like off-roading and get stuck, I can just hook it on there. And then Bob's your uncle, you basically just can use your winch anywhere. So yeah, I'll probably be doing that at some point, making a plate, designing a plate in CAD or whatever and getting it made. But I'll show you some more on that when I do it. Hey you guys. Right, so basically take that off and drop it down in theory, but they look rusted AF, so we'll see. Looks about right to me. Oh yeah. To undo both of these sides, but shot. Okay, just going to put some more grease in the old bushings. Okay, pretty chuffed with that. So, as you can see, the chassis is welded on the bottom. Okay, here's the plan for the chassis. I've got this built Hamber Hydrate 80, which is meant to be really good. And I'm going to put that basically is like a rust killer barrier. So I've put it in some in here. I'm going to hopefully it'll work, and then I can spray it inside the chassis rails and convert that rust is the plan. And then I've got some Dynax S50, which this is like a wax that runs in, like levels out and runs into all the nooks and crannies and stuff. So I've got a wand thingy for that, so I can get into the chassis rails with that once this has done its work, and coat it, and then that'll stop it rusting from the inside out, hopefully. And then the plan is to do the outside in this Rust Buster epoxy mastic 2-part epoxy. So that is the plan. Let's get to it. Okay, apologies again if the camera angle is a bit crap. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I've done most of it. As you can see, it goes like green when it starts, I guess, reacting with the rust, and then it turns black. As you can see here, it's like gone black. Obviously inside is taking a lot longer because that was like so thick, but yeah, the inside should be really good because there's plenty in there. But you can see this all turning black now, which is really satisfying. Okay, so it's been a couple of days since I put the rust inhibitor on it, and as you can see, it's dried nice and black. Inside looks really good, so yeah, happy with that. And obviously all the like previous rusty areas are now just black, so they're literally ready for painting, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, so the next step is to basically remove all the mill scale off these off this metal that I welded in, which, as you can see, I've started doing. The best tool for the job, after doing a bit of research, because I've always like used flap discs and stuff and they're not the best and they wear down quick, is this 3M Scotch-Brite pad. I can't remember what it's called, but if you search for it you'll probably find it, but it's pretty hard wearing. So I've literally just got one of them. They're not particularly cheap, but they're meant to be quite hard wearing, so and it's doing a fantastic job. Like, it's really quick at removing that meal scale. So yeah, I just need to get to it and crack on with that. So I actually just noticed another really bad crack on the frame, which is definitely going to fail the MOT because it's right next to the spring bracket. As you can see, I don't know how I didn't notice this before because it's huge. You can see right there, it's like, yeah, corroded and cracked, and it goes basically down where the bracket actually welds on to the frame. So here's a bit of a better look at it. It's really bad. I don't know how I didn't notice this when I put this exhaust in, but if you push this cover up, you see it's, yeah, it literally cracks all the way around, and here it's all just rusted away. So I'm gonna have to clean all that up and plate it, and then basically re-weld the side of this bracket in, because it's not actually, this side isn't really fixed or anything. Basically the other side is actually quite solid, so that's nice. But yeah, hopefully once that's done, that'll be it on the chassis. The rest of it, sort of from the back of the cab up, is actually pretty decent condition, so I think it's just this to go, and then hopefully that'll be it. Okay, so I've done a bunch more research because I was kind of wondering, like, do I really need to remove all of this right back to the shiny bare metal? Turns out if you've got a decent, like, two-part epoxy paint, you don't, because this mill scale here is so tough and basically fixed on that it will be absolutely fine to go over. But obviously you want to go over the whole lot anyway and get all the loose stuff off and then degrease it. As you can see, that's like just loose stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got this, so I'm going to give that a go as well, and then we'll go from there. See if we can push this thing back. Not even all the sound effects in the world can move it. It should move, it's just not on a very on much of a slope here. Oh, yeah, I remember. Dummy. That's your problem right there. Oh yeah, it's trying to go already. Hang on a minute. Oh yes. Whoop. Good job the handbrake works. So I did adjust that actually, so it does not work. Otherwise we would have. Oh, we can go a bit further. You would not believe how disgustingly dirty this was when I bought it. I had to clean it out. Which obviously you don't want to do with a car that you get second hand, but this was disgusting. Like, everywhere was mouldy. Every single surface had mould in it. All like down here, just full of like fungus stuff. And like in here, someone obviously just like spilt something everywhere. Like in the door pockets, it had like a whole ecosystem basically. And yeah, now it's really nice actually. It's cleaned up quite well, to be honest. The steering wheel, was so knackered and pitted and disgusting that I actually got another second-hand one. This is all the same, I just got to basically use the rim. But this was really cheap, and it looked way better on eBay. And then when I got it, I realised it's all like this. But it's still way better than the old one, so I just used it for now. But I'll, yeah, probably retrim it or get another one or something at some point. Mats are doing the job. I put these in, they're dirty. Even though this doesn't drive yet, it's still getting dirty. But yeah, it's coming together nice. It's another day and time to finish the chassis on the Navara. So I'm just going to pull it in using the old winch again. So I just need to finish getting all the loose meal scale and crud off it basically, and then we can get on and paint it. Chassis is all prepped, so I'm just going to start putting the paint on. So, I've got this, which is the bottom of the bottle. That'll save me trying to clean out a container. And mix it up.
Three hours later.
Okay. Now for this one. Oh, that came off a lot easier. Stir together well until homogeneous and leave for 10 minutes. What the heck does homogeneous mean? Oh, homogeneous. I did not know it was spelled like that. That looks pretty homogeneous. This camera angle is homogeneous. That is it all painted, and it is looking good. It went a really long way. That little pot did the whole lot, like basically perfect amount. So I kind of got lucky with that one, because I brushed it rather than sprayed it, so it probably didn't use as much as it would if I was spraying it. Obviously I've got that bit, that crack that I still need to repair, so I'm going to be doing that probably in the next video, and then I can finish painting the crossmember once I've done that. But yeah, it's come out really good. Really happy with it. That's it for this video. Excuse the dirty face. And apologies if it was a bit of a boring video. It's just, yeah, wasn't anything really that exciting happening. It was just like chassis repair and painting basically. But hopefully the next few videos we can start getting into some more exciting stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited for this build, so keep following along. Thanks for your support.